Australian show jumper Jamie Kermond has apologised after testing positive to cocaine hours before he was due to depart for the Olympics. Live to Gab Power in Tokyo. And Gab, he says it's likely he used the drug at a social event.
That's right, Kieran. 36-year-old Victorian equestrian rider Jamie Kermond was supposed to be arriving here in Tokyo to represent Australia in what would have been his first Olympic Games. That now will not be happening after he tested positive to cocaine. The drug test was taken on the 26th of June, and under WADA anti-drug testing policy, he could have asked for a second sample to be analysed, but instead he's not doing that. He has apologised and released a statement. I'll read you part of what he said today. He says, "It's likely that the positive result was from a single recreational use of the drug during a social event and had no connection with my sport of equestrian. The consequence of this positive result is that I have been provisionally suspended from my sport. I'm extremely upset and remorseful as to what has happened, and I accept full responsibility. I'm truly sorry, as I've let a lot of people down, including my family and teammates." So certainly disappointing news for the Australian Olympic team today on day one of action here in Tokyo. It's worth noting that drug testing has really been ramped up in the past few months, as there's been such a low level of drug testing being done in the last 18 months due to the pandemic. So athletes have already expressed concerns that opponents in other parts of the world, if they wanted to get out of drug testing, all they had to do was say they had symptoms of COVID-19. So we have seen drug testing really being ramped up in the past few months, Kieran.
And Gab, just hours away from finding out if Brisbane will be hosting the 2032 Games.
Yeah, 3 hours to go, and we will hear that announcement. Right now, Anastasia Palaszczuk and Prime Minister Scott Morrison are preparing to present a 45-minute presentation to members of the IOC. Part of that pitch will be based on the success of Sydney Olympic Games, which many IOC members would remember. It has been reported that there weren't any other options, and that's why Brisbane's a shoo-in, but that's not necessarily the case. Countries have signalled their interest to host the Olympics, such as India, Qatar and Germany, but they just didn't get as far in the bidding process. Brisbane really went full steam ahead in providing what it would look like, a full breakdown of budgets, and we will see if it turns out that it was just too tempting of an offer for the IOC. But it has brought some controversy, with some countries feeling that it is unfair. So it's likely that 80 members of the IOC will be voting this afternoon, and around 20 of them won't be voting for Brisbane. But of course, that announcement will be made at 6:30 tonight, Kieran.
Gab, thank you for the update.